Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Bhajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Bhajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Bhajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Bhajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Bhajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Bhajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari 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 Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Jaya Radha Shama Sundarada Shama Sundarada Jaya Radha Shama Sundarada Shama Sundarada Jaya Kṛṣṇa Balaram Kṛṣṇa Balaram Kṛṣṇa Balaram Jaya Kṛṣṇa Balaram Jaya Kṛṣṇa Balaram Jaya Kṛṣṇa Balaram Kṛṣṇa Balaram Jaya Kṛṣṇa Balaram Jaya Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Grantara Śrimad Bhagāvatam ki jai Prabhupada ki jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So I continue reading from Śrimad Bhagāvatam. This is the first canto, chapter 13. Dhritarashtra quits home, and today read from text 20 and 21.
閱讀聖典博加雅談第一篇第13章，今日第21、22個詩字。
We read the San-
20、21個詩字。
We read the Sanskrit of text 20. Yena
Yena
cha
cha
eva
eva
abhipana
abhipana
ayam
ayam
yena cha vipanoyam
yena chaiva vipanoyam
pranay
pranay
priyathamay
priyathamay
api
api
pranay priyathamay rapi
pranay priyathamay api
jana
jana
sadya
satya
viyujeta
viyojeta
jana sadyo viyujeta
jana satyo viyojena
kim ut anye
kim umate
dana hadibi
dana adhibi
kim ut anye dana hadibi
kim utanye adunadibhi
yena cheva vipanoyam
yena chaiva bhupanoyam
pranay priyatamay rapi
Ana priyatamay api
jana sadyo viyujeta
jana satyo viyujeta
kimutanye dana dibhi
kimutanye dhanavabhive
yena cheva vipanoyam
yena chaiva vibhanoyam
prane priyatame rapi
ane priyatamay api
jana sadyo viyujeta
jana satyo viyujeta
kimutanye dana dibhi
Namutanye dhanabhibhi Yena chava binvanoyam
yena cheva vipanoyam
Pranay priyatamay api
pranay priyatamay rapi
Jana satyo viyojeta
jana sadyo vijuyeta
Kimutanya dhanadhivi
kimutanye dana dibhi yena cheva vipanoyam pranay priyatame rapi jana sadyo vijuyeta kimutanye dana dibhi yena
Yena
pulled by such time
被時間征服
cha
將
and
和
eva
eva
certainly
肯定地
abhipana
abhipana
overtaken
被壓倒
I am
ayam
this
這
pranay
係
with life
以生命
priyatame
priyatame
which is most dear to everyone
那每個人都十分珍惜的
api
abhi
even though
即使
jana
jana
person
人
sadya
satya
forthwith
立即
vyujeta
vijeta
do give up
放棄
kimuta anye
kimuta anye
what to speak of any other thing
更不要說其他事情了
dana adibi
Jana adhibi
such a wealth, honor, children, land, and house.
諸如財產、名譽、孩子、土地和房子。
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada.
對
Whoever is under the influence of Supreme Kala, eternal time, must surrender his most dear life and not to speak of other things such as wealth, honor, children, land, and home.
譯文要旨由世尊 A.C. 巴特肥丹特小華米聖巴巴提供。譯文在至尊永恆時間影響下的任何人都必須交出他最寶貴的生命，更何況錢財、名譽、孩子、土地和家園等其他事物。
Purport. A great Indian scientist busy in the plant-making business was suddenly called by Invincible Eternal Time while going to attend a very important meeting of the Planning Commission, and he had to surrender his life, wife, children, house, land, wealth, etc. During the political upsurge in India and its division into Pakistan and Hindustan, so many rich and influential Indians had to surrender life, property, and honor due to the influence of time. And there are hundreds of thousands of examples like that all over the world, all over the universe, which are all effects of the influence of time. Therefore, the conclusion is there is no powerful living being within the universe who can overcome the influence of time. Many poets have written verses lamenting the influence of time. Many devastations have taken place over the universes due to the influence of time, and no one could check them by any means. Even in our daily life, so many things come and go, which we have no hand, but we have to suffer or tolerate them without remedial measure. That is the result of time.
要指印度有位忙於制定各種計劃的大細科學家，在前去參加一個制定計劃的重要會議嘅途中，突然之間得到不可征服嘅永恆時間嘅召喚，不得不放棄他的妻子、孩子、房子、土地、錢財等一切。在印度政治動亂期間，一個國家被分裂成巴基斯坦和印度斯坦兩個國家時，受永恆時間嘅影響，當時有許多富裕有權勢嘅印度人都為此交出了生命、財產和榮耀。成千上萬同樣嘅例子在全世界和全宇宙到處都有，而係他們的永恆時間影響嘅結果。所以結論是，這個宇宙中根本沒有能夠征服時間影響嘅強大生物。許多詩人們都是悲嘆時間嘅影響。由於時間嘅影響，宇宙各地都有許多毀滅性嘅災難在發生。沒有人能任何手段阻止他們，即使在我們日常生活中，也有許多我們無法掌握嘅事情，來來去去，我們不得不無可奈何地承受或容忍，那是時間影響嘅結果。
Text 21. Pitri bratri surit putra hataste ataste vigatam vayam atma charjaraya grashta parageham upasase. Your father, brother, well-wishers, and sons are all dead and passed away. You yourself have expended the measured portion of your life. Your body is now overtaken by invalidity, and you are living in the home of another.
譯文：你的父親兄弟祝福這兒子們都死了，去世了。你自己也消耗了的絕大部分嘅人生。你現在體弱多病，而且寄人籬下。
Purport. The king is reminded of his precarious condition, influenced by cruel time, and by his past experience he should have been more intelligent to see what was going to happen to his own life. His father, Vichitravirya, died long ago, when he and his younger brothers were all little children, and it was due to the care and kindness of Bhishma Dev that they were properly brought up. Then again his brother Pandu died also. Then in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, his 100 sons and his grandsons all died along with all other well-wishers like Bhishmadeva, Dronacharya, Karna, and many other kings and friends. So he had lost all men and money, and now he was living at the mercy of his nephew, whom he had put into troubles in various types. And despite all these reverses, he thought that he would prolong his life more and more. Vidura wanted to point out to Dhritarashtra that everyone has to protect himself by his action and the grace of the Lord. One has to execute his duty faithfully, depending for the result on the supreme authority. No friend, no children, no father, no brother, no state, and no one else can protect a person who is not protected by the Supreme Lord. One should therefore seek the protection of the Supreme Lord, for the human form of life is meant for seeking that protection. He was warned of his precarious conditions more and more by the following words.
要指 Vidura 提醒Dhritarashtra他所面臨的危險處境，而這些是冷酷時間嘅影響造成的。根據他過去嘅體驗，他應該更明智地看到他生活中將會發生嘅事情。他父親 Vichitravirya 很早就死了，他和弟弟在比斯馬嘅慈愛嘅照顧下長大。接着他的弟弟潘度也死了，接着下來他有100個兒子和至少同樣數量嘅孫子也死在父兒之嘅戰場上。比斯馬 Jana 和所有其他嘅祝願者以及 Kṛṣṇa 也許多其他嘅君王朋友都戰死在戰場上，他就這樣失去所有嘅親朋好友及錢財。現在靠那位曾用各種方法將其置於貧困嘅侄子嘅仁慈活着，儘管一切都事與願違，他還是認為他能夠再延長自己嘅壽命。 維多拉向 Dhritarashtra 指出，每一個人都要靠自己嘅行為和至尊主嘅恩典保護自己，人必須忠誠地履行自己嘅職責，同時再依靠至尊權威所賜予嘅結果。如果至尊主不保護某人，那他的朋友、孩子、父親、兄弟、國家等都保護不了他。所以人應該尋求至尊主嘅保護。人體生命形式就是用來尋求至尊主嘅保護的。維多拉下面將逐步將提升維多拉所面臨嘅危險處境。
We're going to read translation of both verses. Whoever is under the influence of Supreme Kala, eternal time, must surrender his most dear life, and what to speak of other things such as wealth, honor, children, land, and home. Your father, brother, well-wishers, and sons are all dead and passed away. You yourself have expended a measured portion of your life. Your body is now overtaken by invalidity, and you are living in a home of another.
而家我哋再讀譯文21、20節，在至尊主永恆時間影響嘅任何人都必須交出他最寶貴嘅生命，更何況錢財、名譽、孩子、土地、國家等其他事物。你的父親、兄弟、祝福者和兒子們都去世了，你自己也消耗了絕大部分嘅人生。你現在體弱多病，而且寄人籬下。
Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana-chalakaya Chakshurumilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prasharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpatarubhyacha Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Good morning.
早晨。
早晨。So here Vidura is going with heavy words to try to awaken the whole Dhritarashtra with in a helpless condition.
咁呢度維多拉呢樣都好嚴厲嘅詞語喺度，要喚醒係Dhritarashtra佢而家處於一個危險嘅處境嗰度。
Is actually addressing all of us through Dhritarashtra.
咁其實嚟講，我哋睇翻我哋情況，好多都好似係Dhritarashtra咁。
We are all in the same precarious situation as Dhritarashtra was at that time.
咁其實我哋而家身處嘅處境咧，亦都係同樣好似Dhritarashtra嚟講係咁艱難、咁危險嘅。
Every living entity is in the same precarious situation.
每一個生物體嚟講都係處於咁嘅危難、咁艱難嘅處境。
Because everybody is influenced by time.
因為每一個人都係受時間嘅影響。
And everybody is growing old.
每一個人都會係年紀大會長老，生長。
You may be 100 years old, or you may be 5 years old, means everybody's old. 或者你係5歲下，或者5歲之後已經成長，已經大5歲大喺度。其實每一個人嚟講都已經係不斷咁樣係老啊。A person over 80 years old, he knows that is near the end. 咁其實都係一個上到80歲之後嚟講，已經知道自己講差唔多已經接近尾聲。Usually we think like that. A person is old, so means he is near death. 咁通常啲人會係咁諗啊，當佢年紀大嗰陣時嚟講，佢已經係尾聲已經係到。But you don't need to be old to die. 但係你唔一定係要老先會係離開身體或係死亡。A 5 years old also can die. 5歲嘅人亦都可以會係死亡。Influence of time is inevitable. 呢個時間影響都係冇人能夠係避免。And time takes away everything. 而時間嚟講，將一切攞走。Not just one's life. 唔單止係一生。But as Vidura says in the 20 verse, he takes other things. It's just wealth, honor, children, land, home. It takes away everything. 就好似第2句10幾節講到嚟講，佢唔單止嚟講將你生命攞走喺度，而將其他嘅嘢，好似錢財啊、名譽、孩子，所有嘅一切都將佢一次過攞走。Now listen to this and think of yourself.
當你讀完呢度之後嚟講，你諗下你自己，
Your father,
你爸爸啦，
your brother,
你嘅兄弟啦，
your well-wishers,
你嘅祝願者
your
啦，
sons are all dead and passed away.
你啲兒子嗰啲全部都係跟住陸續離開。
This applies to everyone.
呢個每個人都係用得到。
Everyone living in this material world is under the influence of time.
咁每一個人喺生活喺物質世界都係受時間嘅影響。
Krishna says in 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, time I am to come to destroy all the worlds.
咁 Kṛṣṇa 喺博家梵嗰11章嗰度講，我就係時間嚟到係毀滅啲整個世界。
Except for you and the Pandavas, you will be spared.
除咗你哋潘雅兄弟嚟講，你會哋係能夠避免。
Any entity condition in this material world is inevitable under the influence of time.
在物質世界受條件限制嘅所有靈魂嚟講咧，無可避免嚟講受時間嘅影響。
Time is an extraordinary force.
咁其實時間嚟講，係外在嘅一個力量。
We cannot see it.
我哋唔能夠可以係，
You cannot touch it.
我哋唔睇唔到啦，亦都係接觸摸唔
You
到，
cannot smell it.
亦都聞唔到，
You cannot hear it.
你聽唔到。
Yet its influence is so powerful
但係佢嘅力量影響嘅力量係幾咁之強而有力，
because it's an energy of the Lord.
因為呢個嚟講係主要嘅能量，
Kala Shakti.
呢個就係時間嘅
A
能量。
very powerful energy that in the material world is sovereign, means is the controller of everything.
咁佢係物質世界力量幾嘅有力量喺度咧，佢係控制所有一切。
Nobody in this material world can escape the influence of time.
冇一個人嚟講咧，可以係逃過呢個時間嘅影響。
When the Lord, as Mahavishnu, glances over material energy,
當呢個主嚟講，佢撇視呢個物質嘅能量。
the pastime, because it's a pastime of the Lord, the pastime is that the Lord, as Mahavishnu, is in his yoga nidra.
咁主嚟講，一個係佢嘅逍遙時光咧，就係 Mahavishnu 嚟講咧，喺上演佢嘅逍遙時光喺度係沉睡緊。
Nidra means sleep.
呢度嘅意思嚟講就係瞓緊覺。
But his ear is yoga nidra.
但係呢個嚟講係叫係瑜伽嘅一個睡眠。
While it seems to be sleeping, is actually engaged internally in beautiful pastimes with his associates, particularly is Shakti, his companion Ramadevi.
咁表面上嚟講，你睇到就係瞓咗覺，其實佢內在嚟講咧，同係上演緊你逍遙時光啦，同佢嘅能量個內在能量嚟講係上演緊係逍遙時光。Ramadevi。Rama
is Lord Rama. Ramadevi is an expansion of Lakshmi Devi.
Ramadevi 嚟講係 Lakshmi 一個擴展，
is a consort of Mahavishnu.
係 Mahavishnu 一個永恆嘅伴侶。
Yes, we don't see in the pictures Lord Mahavishnu with Ramadevi.
咁我哋喺 Mahavishnu 嘅圖片嚟講，就見唔到係 Mahavishnu 同埋 Ramadevi。
As we see Lakshmi with Narayana or Radharani with Kṛṣṇa.
咁就好似譬如我哋會係見到係Lakshmi 同 Narayana， 亦都係見到係 Radharani 同 Kṛṣṇa 咁樣。
But Ramadevi is also a remote expansion of Śrimati Radharani.
咁 Ramadevi 嚟講，其實嚟講係 Radharani 一個擴展嚟嘅。
It means when the Lord manifests its gigantic form as Mahavishnu, Radharani also manifests as Ramadevi to be always assisting the Lord, because the Lord is always accompanied by Shakti.
咁就好似 Kṛṣṇa 當佢擴展成呢個 Mahavishnu 時嚟講 ，Radharani 都係擴展成 Ramadevi。咁因為係協助佢係上演佢嘅逍遙時光。
So the Lord, as Mahavishnu, is enjoying his eternal pastimes in yoga nidra. Yoga means connection. So connected with his associate, with his energy in a kind of a slumber, means does not look awakened.
咁意思嚟講佢一個睡眠嘅狀態喺度啦，同佢嘅同遊啦，同埋佢嘅能量嚟講啦，係上演緊一啲活動啲逍遙時光。
So all his pastimes are going internally.
咁呢啲先係時光永恆咁樣係做緊上演嘅。
Externally is going to manifest the material world.
咁樣跟住佢就外在展示成呢個物質嘅世界，
He's going to create.
跟住係呢個創造。
So, and then he noticed that is as another companion, another wife, Maya Devi.
咁佢亦都係留意到另外一個太太嚟講咧，就係 Baladeva 假象女神，
She's sleeping
佢係喺度係瞓緊覺。
because since the last annihilation, Maya Devi has been sleeping.
咁當上一次毀滅之後嚟講咧，假象女神 Baladeva 嚟講就進入呢個睡眠狀態。
When there is annihilation for that period of time, there is no material creation.
因為當呢個毀滅之後嚟講咧，靜止嗰段時間之後，至靜止一段時間嚟講，再冇創造發生。
Material creation is Maya Devi.
因為物質創造就係透過 Baladeva 假象女神係
So
通過去做，
she's sleeping.
佢係想睡眠嘅。
And the Lord sees that she is sleeping,
咁當主係見到佢係瞓緊
and
覺
He wants to wake her up for
Hey.
enjoyment.
佢係想係叫醒佢哋講咧，係進行一個享樂嘅活動。
So how He wakes her up?
咁點樣可以係叫醒佢咧？
By glancing over her.
係透過係瞥視去望佢。
This is how material energy is going to be awakened and creation is going to begin again.
呢個就係點樣將呢個物質創造係有喚醒，然後跟住係個創造開始。
Begins with a glance of the Lord.
由主一個瞥視嘅物質能量。
That glance is very powerful.
咁呢個望一眼嚟講咧，係幾咁之犀利有力量。
When the Lord glances, His willpower is manifested.
咁當主係咁望一眼嚟講咧，咁佢嘅能量嚟講就經過咁樣嚟講係展示出嚟，
And it enters into material energy.
然後跟住進入呢個物質嘅能量。
Is Kala Shakti enters into material energy.
呢個就係一個時間能量啦，係進入呢個物質嘅能量。
And His glance itself transforms into Shambhu, Shiva Shambhu.
咁佢呢個望一眼嚟講咧，就係透過Lord Shiva Shambhu。
And this is how the Lord is going to interact with Maya Devi.
呢個主咧就係透過咁樣嚟講咧，同 Baladeva 嚟講係進行一個活動。
Because there is no direct connection between the Lord and material energy is Maya Shakti.
因為對主嚟講係唔會直接嚟講咧，係同呢個物質嘅能量嚟講有任何嘅接觸，即係假象嚟嘅。
That's why sometimes she is called the separate energy of the Lord.
所以點解有時被稱為嚟講一個主嘅隔離咗、分開咗個能量？
But there is connection.
但係佢哋有連接、有聯繫。
It does not connect directly, but it connects with her.
佢直接係雖然冇直接嘅連接埋一齊，但係佢哋係又係接觸到。
A transformation of himself as Lord Shiva is going to is going to connect with Maya Devi.
而佢自己係通過呢個Lord Shiva 嚟講咧，係嚟直接係接觸到呢個假象女神 Baladeva 嘅。
That's why when you see deities of Lord Shiva, you don't see Lord Shiva as a head with the arms, you see a Shiva linga.
所以點解我哋見到 Lord Shiva 嘅神像嚟講咧，有手啊，有腳，跟住有個 Shiva Linga。
Shiva linga means the creation.
Shiva Linga 嘅意思嚟講就係涉及到係講創
The
造。
Lord, in his expansion, special expansion as Lord Shiva, is going to interact, have sexual intercourse with Maya Devi.
因為主嚟講透一個特別一個外在一個展示成呢個Lord Shiva 嚟講咧，透過而係接觸係假象女神嚟講係發生呢個接觸關係嘅。
So all the conditioned souls that still have karma from previous creation, now they are going to give opportunity to enter again into the womb of material nature.
咁所有生物嚟講之前，仲有個帶住啲業報嗰啲嚟講，就透過呢個機會嚟講，進入呢個物質能量嘅子宮入邊，
Through Lord Shiva.
就係透過呢個 Lord Shiva 係
Lord
進入去。
Shiva carry all the conditioned souls to impregnate them within the womb of material
Lord Shiva
nature.
嚟講係帶住所有啲咁嘅靈魂嚟講啦，係跟住係注入呢個Baladeva呢個子宮入邊嗰度。
That's why Shiva linga means the masculine organ and the base is the feminine organ.
咁喺呢個 Shiva Lingam 嚟講就係代表個男性個生殖器啦，然後跟住下邊嚟講就係女性嘅生殖器個托住。
In the material realm, creation exists and creation is done through the medium of sex.
因為呢個物質嘅 繁殖嚟講，係透過呢個係男性同埋女性一個交合嚟講而係發生。
So the living entities enter into the womb of Maya Devi.
所以生物體你就透過咁樣嚟講進入咗 Maya Devi 一個子宮入邊。
But material energy is not yet energized.
但係呢個物質能量咧，仲未開始嚟講係產呢個有作用，呢個有力量產生嘅。
And this is going to be done by Kala Shakti, by the time energy of the Lord.
咁佢仲未有呢個嘅活力係個生物體仲未有活力喺度，呢個點樣係做到咧？就係透過時間能量 Kala Shakti 做到。
The living entities are there in the womb of Maya Devi, but still not active until time energy enters. 咁呢啲生物嚟講咧，進入咗
Maya Devi 嘅子宮之嚟講咧，仍然係講係冇活力，係乜嘢做唔到。但係直至到嚟講係時間 Kala Shakti 進入咗嚟講先開始有活躍。
So we could say time is like an agent element. How you could say that? Is the element that's going to agitate everything within material nature. It's going to make possible activities within the material nature.
咁我哋講呢個時間嚟就好似一個催化劑，令到呢啲咁嘅生物嚟講咧，開始佢哋係活躍起上嚟嚟講，開始係激活咗佢哋。
Like when Ganga makes bread, it mix water with flour, it does not raise. Water and flour only does not raise to make the bread.
咁就好似阿根嘅婆婆去整麵包嗰時嚟講，如果水同埋麵粉撈埋一齊嗰時嚟講咧，係唔會係發生醬。
An agent.
咁一定係放一啲代理喺入邊。
With baking soda or whatever yeast or to make the whole thing start moving, fermenting and taking a shape of a bread.
咁佢要係放一啲譬如酵母喺度啊，或者意思入邊嚟講，令到嚟講呢個麵包開始係發酵。
So time, the energy of time is that agent that is going to make possible for the three modes of material nature become activated, and then activities can take place.
所以呢個時間嘅能量嚟講，就係令到三種嘅物質自然嚟講係激活咗佢喺度啦，嚟跟住所有嘢開始就有活動上嚟。
So then past, present, and future are created.
跟住就開始有過去啦、現在、將來嚟講嘅出現。
And any activity begins like that.
任何嘅活動嚟講咧，又係咁樣開始。
Any activity happens like that.
所有嘅活動嚟講嘅發生都係經過咁樣。
There's past.
有過去啦。
There's present. There is future.
有而家啦，然後跟住亦都係將來。
Everything in the material world becomes affected by past, present, and future.
喺物質世界所有一切事情都係由經過過去、現在、將來咁樣係發生。
Time brings about birth.
時間嚟講咧，帶出嚟講係出生啦。
Time maintains everything.
時間維繫一切。
And eventually time destroys everything.
最後嚟講，時間亦都係毀滅一切。
And this is a force that no one can escape.
而冇一個人嚟講能夠係逃避得過。
The whole creation is under the influence of time.
所有整個創造嚟講咧，係受時間嘅影響。
Because it begins at a certain point in time and is going to end at a certain point in time.
佢某一個特定時間嚟講係出現咧，而係佢亦都會某一個特定嘅時間嚟講係終結。
All the universes within the material creation are under the influence of time.
所有物質嘅創造嚟講咧，係受時間嘅影響。
Each planet has a duration according to time.
亦都係之間嚟講有一個停留嘅時間嚟講嘅。
The four ages, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga, all under the influence of time. They have a duration of time.
咁四個年代嚟講啦 ，Satya Yuga、Treta Yuga、Dwapar Yuga 同埋 Kali Yuga， 你每一個年代嚟個時限嚟講，亦都係受時間嘅影響。
The seasons that we experience every year comes under the influence of time.
我哋一年嘅四季啊，我哋感受到嘅四季嚟講，亦都係受時間嘅影響。
The duration of everything is under the influence of time.
每一個樣嘢嘅事情嘅出現個期限嚟講咧，時限嚟講就受時間影響。
And our bodies, because are made of material energy, they are totally under the influence of time.
我哋身體嚟講，由物質能量嚟講係造成，所以亦都係受時間嘅影響。
And as long as we remain identified with these material bodies and material circumstances, we are affected by time.
當我哋係認同呢個物質世界、認同呢個物質身體嚟講，我哋就會受時間嘅影響。
Time is a very, very powerful energy that is everywhere.
時間嚟講係幾咁之有力喺度，係無處係唔受佢影響嘅。
Yet people are oblivious of the influence of time that is going to destroy everything, including their own lives, their own families, their whole situation. Everything is going to be destroyed by the influence of time.
受時間影響之後咧，一個人嘅一生就所有一切嚟講都係受時間影響底下嚟講係毀滅。
Old age should be a period where people become sober and think time is here. Now time is almost there. I am about to finish it within this body.
所以到個年紀大之後嚟講，呢個比較穩重落嚟，開始係嚴肅上嚟諗呢啲嘅問題喺度。時間係喺度啦，我已經係時間將近喺度啦，我要係點樣做
So old age is an arrangement of time to prepare us.
咁呢個當我哋係年長嚟講，年紀大嚟講，亦都係時間嘅安排之後，俾我哋要開始諗，我哋要準備。
There's no much time left within this body.
喺呢個身體嚟講啦，已經冇再好多剩翻啲時間俾我哋。
How are you going to use the remnant of time you have?
咁我哋要係用我哋剩翻嚟嘅時間係要再去做。
But as we said in the beginning, this applies for everyone because we don't know how long we are going to stay here within these bodies.
所以我哋又唔知道究竟我哋仲有幾耐時間係停留喺呢個身體入邊嗰度嚟講，所以有啲人覺得好驚嘅。
When Prahlad Maharaj, 5 years old, was trying to convince his schoolmates to engage in kirtan, Shravanam, Kirtanam, chanting and hearing the holy name and enjoyed the kirtan, they said, but we are still boys, we have so much time ahead of us. We are not old. We don't need, now let us enjoy.
咁當 Paramraj 正係5歲嗰陣時講咧，佢同啲同學喺度啊，同我哋講話，我哋應該用聆聽啦、唱頌啦，做我哋奉獻服務喺度。但係啲同班同我哋講就係講話，我哋而家仲係小朋友喺度啦，我哋都未老喺度，我哋應該係好好咁去走去享受去玩。
Prahlad Maharaj said, no.
Paramraj 就講唔應該咁樣做。
Anytime, time can take away our lifespan.
無論任何時刻嚟講咧，時間都有可能係將我哋嘅生命嚟講
We
攞走。
cannot wait to old age.
我哋唔可以話等到係年紀大年老
They
先
were
係老。
only 5 years old.
但係當時嚟講，佢只係5歲。
So for any stage of life, we have to be very cautious, very, very aware that the influence time is there, and any time everything can be taken away, and we lose or miss the opportunity to use it properly.
所以喺人生任何階段都好啦，我哋知道時間會係影響緊我哋，我哋要好好咁利用喺度，唔好誤用咗俾我哋呢個時間喺度。
That's why we see in the life of our acharyas how they are so meticulous about using their time.
所以我哋留意我哋嘅靈性導師喺度嚟講，你點樣嚟講係好特別係用佢自己嘅時間。
There's no little amount of time that is misused.
佢哋唔一丁點嘅一個時間都唔會唔用。
Because they know time is the Lord's energy, and the time should be used in the service of the Lord.
因為佢知道時間嚟講係主嘅能量，所以亦都應該知道要用時間嚟講係服務主。
Perhaps you have read or have heard about Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura's daily schedule.
或者你哋聽過睇過啦，係 Bhaktivinoda Thakur 每日個嘅時間表係點樣？
Was meticulous. Every single minute was accounted.
你見到你講係仔細無遺喺度嘅，係好清楚一絲不苟啊！佢每一分鐘嚟講都係講係點樣做點樣做。
Those days they already had pocket watches.
咁佢嗰陣時嚟講已經係有代錶
And he kept always a watch with him.
佢時時嚟講咧，就帶住啲咁嘅代錶咧，個陀錶嚟講係跟住佢。
To not waste time, to do everything on time and not waste any moment.
係每樣嚟講都好準時做嚟講係1分鐘佢都唔會嘥。
The same with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, same with our Srila Prabhupada, same.
同樣咧，Srila Bhaktisiddhanta 咁樣做咧，我哋嘅聖Prabhupada亦都係一樣係咁樣做。
Srila Prabhupada always had a watch.
Prabhupada嚟講時時都會係手上有隻錶啦，
not for decoration,
唔係我哋做裝飾嘅，
to be on time,
而係每樣都好準時，計得好準。
to make sure that you use clearly very moment of time.
佢要好肯定嚟講，每一刻嚟講都係用得好啱嘅。
So they know how to use time.
佢哋知道嚟講係點樣運用時間，
And they taught us how to use
佢
time.
都教我哋係點樣去用時間。
And that's what Vidura is doing now.
所以而家嚟講 Vidura 就係咁樣做，
It's teaching us, Sudritarasa, how to use time.
佢哋教緊嚟講做 Rush 嚟講係點樣去用時間。
Dhritarashtra is old,
因為直做 Rush 已經係年紀大，
very old
好
already,
老㗎啦已經，
and had lost everything.
已經係失去一切。
Actually, really everything.
咁真係乜嘢都係冇。
The only people who were left was his wife and his nephews who had won the war.
咁佢啲妻子又好，或者啲外甥嚟講，啲全部係上戰場，
All his other family members had gone.
所有嘅家族嘅成員嚟講咧，亦都係全部
Every
係走
single
神，
one of them.
所有人都係全部係上
He
晒
had
戰
lost
場，
his kingdom,
甚至佢哋嘅國土
all
啊，
his wealth,
所有嘅財富，
all his fame and reputation gone,
我
finished.
所有嘅聲譽喺度啊，名譽全部都係冇晒，
Totally lost everything.
完全係冇晒。
And he was still thinking that he could hang to in the palace and he could have some influence in the power and he could be maintained in a very nice way.
佢仍然諗住嚟講，我而家身處喺嗰個皇宮入邊嗰度嚟講咧，仍然會有啲咁嘅影響力嚟喺度咧，仍然可以係好好咁生活。
And he was fortunate in one sense. Yudhishthira Maharaj was very kind with him,
咁當佢好在喺度啦，有 Yudhishthira Maharaj 最講對佢好好啦，
treated him very nicely.
好咁照顧佢，
You know, he listened to him.
亦都聽佢講。
You know, he was really was making Dhritarashtra was thinking that he still could get back everything that he had before.
佢仍然喺度諗緊嚟講咧，可以係攞翻之前係所有嘅嘢，
But he couldn't.
但係佢係冇辦法咁，
Everything was lost.
因為所有嘢已經係冇
So
晒。
Yudhishthira did not dare to shake him up.
所以Yudhishthira嚟講冇將佢搖醒佢嘅，
Just out of compassion for the whole old uncle, you know, he was taking care of him.
所以呢個就係佢仁慈喺度啦，佢好好咁照顧佢嘅伯父。
But Vidura is acting as a sadhu.
但係 Vidura 嚟講咧，身為一個聖賢咧，佢係咁樣做。
One of the meaning of sadhu is one who cuts through your attachments.
沙道其中一個意思嚟講，就係將你斬斷你啲咁嘅依附。
Sometimes in a very harsh way,
有時可能有啲好嚴厲或者好難接受嘅一個方法，
without mashing words, just say clearly.
或者係冇一啲係婉轉嘅説話，係直接係
And
咁
that's
講。
exactly what Vidura is doing to Dhritarashtra.
所以你呢度睇到嚟講，就係 Vidura 點樣係同直做 Rashtra 咁樣
He's
講。
going really heavy on
佢
him.
講啲説話係好嚴厲嘅。
Before, he used to advise Dhritarashtra,
因為其實之前嚟講都佢俾好多直做 Rashtra 啲忠告喺度。
but he was trying to be polite, to be kind with his elder brother, and very kind with him. So he would advise him a very nice way. But now, he's not anymore in the position of his younger brother. Now he's in a position of a sadhu.
因為之前嚟講佢係細佬喺度啦，咁對哥哥嚟講比較有禮貌，講啲説話嚟講啊冇咁係嚴厲喺度。但係而家調轉嚟講，以另一個身份喺度，係一個聖人嘅身份嚟講咧，所以講嘢嚟講係比較斬釘截鐵啦，咁同埋係嚴厲嗰度。
He's shaking him up.
佢係熬醒佢啊！
He came purposely. He was on pilgrimage. He was very happy moving around because he didn't want to be there during that war. He was traveling to holy places. He was having a great life.
咁佢嗰陣時嚟講咧，係唔想牽涉到話參與呢場戰爭，所以嗰陣時走去朝聖，去到好多嘅聖地喺度。咁佢呢次嚟講係專程翻嚟嚟講係有呢個目的喺度。
He had given up life. The life in the palace had given up all the family members. He was traveling alone.
佢係放棄佢嘅國喺住喺皇宮嗰度啦，所有嘅享受啦，佢自己一個人嚟講係朝聖去拜訪好多嘅聖地。
But out of affection for his elder brother came back.
咁由於佢係始終係愛佢哥哥嗰度啦，咁佢嘅感情底下嚟講，佢又翻嚟揾佢。
And this is how he showed his affection for his elder brother.
咁從呢方面嚟講，我睇到嚟講係幾咁之係喜
By
歡係中意。
speaking to him very heavily.
佢係好嚴厲咁樣嚟同佢講説話，
But the truth.
但係講嘅係真嘅。
The truth sometimes can be unpalatable.
跟住真理嚟講，係真嘅説話嚟講，有時嚟講唔係幾好滋味嘅，
Sometimes not very pleasant.
亦都係唔係好聽嗰度。
Or at least does not sound very pleasant.
嘅意思嚟講，聽起上嚟嚟講唔係咁好聽，
But the purpose is good.
但係目的嚟講咧係啱嘅。
This is real compassion.
呢先係真正嘅同情。
One time Srila Prabhupada was giving a public conference,
咁有一次泡泡呢個係公眾
public
嗰
talk
個會議嗰度嚟講，咁樣係講
in India.
喺印度嚟講，
There was a big crowd.
咁好多人嚟真係聽呢個咁嘅講課喺度。
And Prabhupada was going very heavy because in India Prabhupada would sometimes be very heavy in his speech to awaken his Indian friends, because Indian culture means they know all these things, but they were taking the Western ways of trying to improve materially. But so in India, Prabhupada would be very heavy sometimes.
咁喺泡泡嚟講，印度嚟講嗰時係講嘢係幾咁之嚴厲喺度，因為佢係因為呢啲印度人嚟講，其實所有呢啲文化嚟講已經好清楚喺度。咁但係佢哋嚟講反而嚮往啲西方嘅文化，過西方人嘅生活，所以泡泡對佢哋講課嚟講係好嚴厲咁責斥佢哋。
Because in India they know the culture, they know the purpose of life.
因為呢啲印度人嚟講係知道嚟講係認識呢方面有呢方面知識啦，而知道人生嘅目的係乜嘢。
Indians should be an example of spirituality, not of material progress.
因為印度人嚟講應該係比較傾向呢個靈性方面嘅一個修為，而唔係物質方面嘅一個發展嘅。
So he was talking very heavily, and then one young man, a hippie, a Western hippie, was there in assembly and start raising some argument.
咁有一個印度唔係一個外國嘅一個啲所謂嘅嬉皮士嚟講咧，馬上係提出一個問題喺度。
Giving some argument based on Mayavadi philosophy.
咁佢提出一啲嘅
exactly.
爭論啦，咁同Prabhupada嚟講有類似一啲係搞象中嘅一啲咁嘅哲學喺度。
And Prabhupada went very heavy because Prabhupada never liked Mayavadi philosophy. He was always very heavy on Mayavadi philosophy.
因為Prabhupada嚟講係嚴厲咁駁斥呢啲搞象中嘅哲學喺度。Prabhupada一往嚟講都係唔喜歡呢啲咁嘅哲學。
And he was start presenting the truth, the really understanding of the absolute truth, but in a very strong way.
嗱，Prabhupada嚟講咧，介紹直接講俾佢聽，絕對真理係乜嘢，一個好強而有力嘅一個説話就係介紹。
In a way that sadhus are very expert in doing.
所以呢個就係聖人喺度啦，佢係好有經驗咁樣做。
Sharp but direct to the point to awaken the other persons.
而係直接了當咁樣，係觸點到即止，去到嗰個人嘅一個內心嗰度提醒佢哋。
And one Indian lady was there, educated Indian lady, said at one time, Sadhu, Swamiji, you don't seem very, very compassionate.
咁有一次一個印度女人嚟講就咁，佢話：聽你説話嚟講，你好似唔係好有憐憫心喎。
You are speaking very heavy words.
你講啲嘢嚟講係咁重咁同埋咁嚴厲嘅。
Srila Prabhupada became even more angry.
你Prabhupada更加係憤怒。
What do you know about compassion?
咁Prabhupada講：你知道乜嘢叫做係憐憫？
What do you know about compassion?
你知道乜嘢叫做係憐憫？
Your compassion is like blowing on a boil that is coming out of your skin, and you go, do you feel better?
就好似拍住你手上嚟講係有粒瘡喺度嚟講，跟住佢粒瘡嚟講係咁吹喺度，另外覺得係咁樣舒服啲嘅。
This is your compassion.
呢啲你所謂嘅一個憐憫。
Our compassion is to take a knife and cut the boil.
但係我哋嘅真正嘅叫做同情或者係憐憫嚟講咧，攞手術刀嚟講，係將呢粒瘡嚟講，將佢割走。
It's painful.
係可能會係痛苦。
But there's no more boil, no more infection.
但係當你做完手術之後嚟講咧，再冇任何嗰啲後遺症喺度啊，咩痛苦。
And the person is free from this.
你呢個嚟講就會完全得到個解脫。
So this is sadhu.
呢個就係真正嘅聖人，
Has to cut through.
而係要直接了當咁將佢
Because
切出嚟。
people are so much in illusion.
因為啲人嚟講，受粉知道嗰個假象迷惑得好犀
Are
利，
like intoxicated.
完全係麻醉呢啲嘢嘅。
So sadhu has to shaken them up.
所以呢個聖人嚟講，你將搖醒呢啲人。
That's what Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was thinking, old man still thinking it could cling to some kind of power and comfort and all that. Could be an advisor to his nephew Yudhishthira.
所以呢個就對 Rasta 呢個心態喺度，諗住嚟講仍然有些啲權力喺度咧，仍然可以係俾啲忠告俾佢嘅個外甥仍然有翻啲咁嘅皇位啲咁嘅舒適嘅生活，佢呢個就係叫 Rasta 嘅諗法。
And Vidura, they came there purposely to shake him up.
而 Vidura 嚟講就係為咗呢個目的嚟講咧，有心將佢搖醒佢，
And he succeeded.
而係做到嘅。
He did not succeed in making him a devotee,
即係佢係冇直接成為一個奉獻者啦，
but at least he attained Brahman realization.
但係起碼最少嚟講，佢達到一個梵嘅一個覺悟。
Eventually became free from material existence.
你最後嚟講係能夠擺脱呢個物質嘅存在，
Perhaps later would become attracted to devotion.
或者可能後邊嚟講咧，佢會係受呢個奉獻服務奉愛嚟講嘅吸引。
So that's the influence of time.
呢個就係時間嘅影響。
Nobody can escape. In
冇一
this
個人嚟講
material
能夠
world.
係逃得開。
So there is no need, there is no interest in becoming attached to anything in this world.
所以係應該唔會感到有興趣啊！啲物質世界一啲依附一啲物質世界嘅嘢喺度。
Wealth, honor, children, land, home, all these things will be taken away, including our own most dear life.
咁就好似個獅子講到啦，所有嘅一切，即使我哋嘅最寶貴嘅生命啲錢財名譽孩子土地，所有一切都係會攞走。
The only thing will not be taken away is our existence as individual souls.
一樣嘢係唔可以攞走，就係我哋係存在嘅一個個別嘅靈魂嘅存在。
But if you remain attached to all these things until the moment of dying, then you're going to have to come back to try to experience these same things.
但係如果我哋臨死嗰刻嚟講咧，仍然係由依附頭先所講以上呢啲咁嘅條件嘅嚟講咧，我哋就會係再投生呢個有機會再投生翻呢個物質世界喺度。
Krishna consciousness meant to find a definite solution to our waste of time in the material world.
而 Kṛṣṇa 之佢嚟講就俾一個最終嘅解決方法，我哋點樣係終結我哋嗰個物質世界嘅存在。
So time is eternal.
時間嚟講係永恆。
In the material realm, material time, it goes through cycles.
物質嘅時間應該都係物質個領域底下嚟講，受時間一個循環喺度，
Continuously.
係持續咁樣係發生，
Birth, growth, old age, death. And
就係生老病死呢個循環。
everything is subjected to this cycle of time. That's why Kala is a wheel, Kala Shakti.
每一個你能夠係逃離呢個時間個循環呢個輪喺度嘅，所以時間嚟講又稱為一個時間之輪。
Time is also there in the spiritual world,
喺個靈性世界亦都有時間，
but it does not go through present, past, present, and future.
但係佢係唔會有三維嘅度喺度，有譬如過去啦、現在係將來咁樣。
Everything is always present.
所有嘢嚟講就係響係當下係現在喺度。
Time in the material world is progression in space between past, present. That's progression in space.
咁喺物質世界嚟講咧，係一個時間嘅空間方面嚟講係進展上喺度。
Whereas in the spiritual world is progression between bliss and knowledge.
而靈性世界時間嚟講，佢進展嚟講咧，會係去會更多嘅快樂喺度啦，同埋係會增長係更多嘅知識啦。
The more knowledge we experience of Krishna, the more blissfully experience.
當我哋係認識 Kṛṣṇa，知道 Kṛṣṇa 更多嚟講，我哋會感受到嘅喜樂會更加係多。
The more blissful we experience, the more we know about Krishna.
當我哋嘅喜樂係更多嚟講咧，我哋會亦都會係
And
了
the
解
more we
Kṛṣṇa
know
多啲。
about Krishna, more blissful we experience.
但係當我哋認識 Kṛṣṇa 多啲嚟講，我哋嘅喜樂亦都會係隨之
And
增加。
goes on and goes on unlimitedly.
而係咁樣係繼續咁樣係持續咁樣係發生，
That's
再發生。
the influence of spiritual time.
呢個就係靈性時間
So
嘅影響。
that's the influence we want to be submitted to,
咁呢個嚟講就係我哋要係
subjected to,
我哋要係投入去到，或者希望得到呢啲咁嘅事，
not this material
唔
time.
係物質世界嘅時間。
Well, material time is also a form of mercy of the Lord,
咁物質世界嘅時間嚟講，亦都係主嘅另一種嘅仁慈。
because many people, when they see everything's taken away from them, they start becoming more sober.
咁當一啲人將所有一切身上所有一切失去嗰時嚟講咧，佢會係嚴肅咁係對待嘅生命。
Especially when we are old, we are supposed to be sober.
咁當一個人年紀大嚟講，更加應該要係好嚴陣咁對待。
My youth is gone.
年輕嘅生命過去啦，
Most of my health is gone.
所有嘅健康嚟講已經係失去，
My teeth has fallen.
啲牙已經甩晒啦，
My hairs are getting white.
咁啲頭髮應該係轉白啦。
My father, grandfather already gone.
爸爸啊、祖父啊、全部阿爺嗰啲全部都走晒，
So many friends are gone.
所有好多朋友都離開咗，
I'm on queue. I'm
What?
queuing up.
我都會係跟住咁做。
So what I'm going to do?
我要跟住我要嚟，我要點樣做？
Am I going to die like everybody
我
else?
會唔會好似佢哋我所見到啲人一樣咁樣去離開咧？
Hopelessly? Or totally hopeless?
或者係完全係冇希望咧？
No.
唔係，
No, we have opportunity to make our ending very fortunate.
我哋好有機會喺度啦，令到我哋一個好圓滿嘅完美嘅一個結局。
But we have to be aware that time is ticking.
但我哋又知覺到嚟講，時間係將呢一切攞走，
Tick tock, tick tock,
滴
tick tock.
答滴答，
Not talk, tick tock, tick tock. It's
My
tick
tick tock.
tock, tick tock. It's never going back. It's always going forward. So there's nothing we can gain besides experience, besides becoming wiser and preparing ourselves for the last moment.
所以時間一去不返到，所以我哋要係計劃我哋將來要點樣做。
And when is the last moment?
你當到最後嘅一刻啦，
Anytime.
任
Any
何時
moment of time.
任何時刻都會有可能發生。
Time does not choose, oh, this is young or this is old.
時間係不饒人喺度嘅，唔會話你係後生或者係年老咁揀嘅人，
It's a really very powerful force.
係十分之有力嘅。
So, except for you, the Pandavas, everybody will be destroyed. That's what Krishna said. I am time, come to destroy everything.
所以博家
Besides you and so besides you, the devotees, you will not be influenced by time.
所以 Kṛṣṇa 博家凡哥講，除咗係潘達兄弟或者你，就係講啲奉獻者喺度啦。除咗你哋之外，喺潘達兄弟所有一切嚟講咧，都會係受時間影響之下受到毀滅。
That's why devotees are not so influenced by time as other people.
所以奉獻者嚟講咧，唔會係受時間嘅影響咁犀利，好似外邊嘅人咁樣。
Because at least they are aware of the reality of time.
因為佢哋起碼知道時間嗰個真實嘅一面，
They know that life in this material world is temporary.
佢知道物質世界嘅生活嚟講係短暫，
It's not going to last forever.
唔會話能夠係持續永遠落去。
So yes, they may accumulate things, but they know eventually they're going to lose everything.
咁佢哋知道嚟講係咁樣生活，但係知道嚟講最後嚟講係呢啲一切都會失去。
They may develop some attachments, but they know eventually those attachments are going to be taken away by the influence of time.
佢知道或者係有啲咁嘅依附喺度，但係知道呢啲咁嘅依附受時間影響底下嚟講，最後所有嘢都會失去。
At least as devotees, we should be aware.
咁最少我哋身為一個奉獻者，我哋要去知道呢啲嘢。
Time will take everything away,
時間會將一切攞走，
including our air breath.
所以我哋所有我哋嘅一切，甚至我哋嘅生命。
Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai.
Śrimad Bhagāvatam ki
Jai.
jai. Any question or comment?
有冇咩問題？
Two questions.
2 questions related.
Thank you for your good king of Kṛṣṇa Baladeva. A friend talked to me about life.
我朋友同我傾過一個關於生命嘅嘢，
They know everyone will die, get old.
佢知道每一個人都會係要面對死亡嗰度啦，每年。咁係咪我哋要做好辛勤咁工作啦，
Maintain family.
去維係我哋嘅屋企人啊、啲兒女啦。
And we are made of blood and flesh. And why we cannot enjoy? We have the right to enjoy life.
佢話因為我哋有個肉身喺度啦，咁其實我哋應該有權，
About enjoying.
咁我哋應該有權利走去享受喺度嘅。
That's the first question.
We are feeling. We have also sentiment.
咁佢哋有啲咁嘅感性喺度，咁樣諗到喺度啦。譬如我哋辛勤做一世喺度，我哋辛勤一世喺度嚟嘅，做咗咁多嘢喺度啊，照顧家庭喺度，養兒育女喺度啊。咁點解我哋而家唔應該咁樣得到享受咧？佢話我哋應該係有權利走去享受。
We have the right to live, we have the right to enjoy. Why these things are taken away, right?
佢嘅意思係咪話我哋應該有權利咁係活落去喺度咧，亦都係有權利走去享受？點解呢啲嘢要被攞走？
Always deny and not enjoying.
We have the right to enjoy.
咁係因為好多宗教嚟講都係即係叫做係拒絕唔應該接受就
we
得。
have the right to live.
我哋係有權利就係生存落去
But
啦
we have，
或
to
者
know how
係
to
享受。
enjoy and how to live.
但係我要學識係點樣去生活落去，同埋
And
點
you
樣
tell
享受。
them you don't know how to enjoy, you don't know how to live.
有問題你係唔知道點樣去生活啦，你唔知道點樣享受。
You live by identifying yourself with something that you are not.
因為你嘅所謂嘅生活落去嚟講咧，就係唔啱嘅。點解？你又認同呢個物質身體，而呢個物質身體嚟講唔係真實嘅嘢。
And we try to enjoy with something that is not you and is not even yours.
因為你嘅所享受，想透過呢啲嘢嘅享受，啲嘢嚟講咧係短暫，而且唔係屬於你嘅。
So that's why you are affected by the rules of material world.
所以點解你會係受物質世界啲咁嘅規律影響？
You have a certain margin of enjoyment in this body, but there is a price. It comes with a price tag. You're going to have to suffer some karma.
咁你透過啲物質世界嚟講係享受嚟講咧，但係你要係付出呢個代價喺度，就係你會係製造咗呢個業報俾你自己。
You can live within this body, but your life is going to be temporary within this body.
你可以係喺呢個身體入邊嗰度係生活落去啦，但係呢個係一個短暫嘅一個存在。
Because these bodies are subject to the laws of nature.
因為呢個身體嚟講咧係要受制於係跟住呢個物質大自然
They
嘅
are
定律嘅，
subjected to time.
亦都係受時間呢個受
They
制
have a
於時間，
beginning, they have an end.
有開始有完結。
Material enjoyment has a beginning, has an end.
物質嘅享受亦都有開始有終結。
So it can be very attractive, but eventually it's going to be painful.
或者係嚟講好吸引喺度，但係最後嚟講會係痛苦。
Life can be very attractive, but eventually we're going to have to leave these bodies when we have to die.
咁生命嚟講可能係好吸引喺度，但係最後嚟講我哋要係離開呢個身體嘅。
So you tell them, do you want to know how to really live, how to really enjoy? I can tell you.
咁你可以同佢哋講到咧，你係想唔想知道點樣真正嘅生活啊，或者點樣真正嘅享受喺度啊？我可以教你話俾你知。
And then you can tell them how to really live life and how to enjoy life.
然後跟住你可以同佢講，我哋點樣去好好咁生活啦，點樣好好咁樣去享受。
That we can.
The next question about devotee. So at the end of Kali Yuga, everything destroyed, and the soul will go into Mahavishnu, and then when the Satya Yuga creation, some devotee cannot go back to Godhead when they pass away. Can they practice in Satya Yuga and go back home for sure?
咁佢講到嚟講就係話，譬如講到另一個就係譬如有啲人嚟講佢係收集嚟講未達到完美嗰陣時嚟講，喺呢個卡年代完咗之後嚟講咧，可以翻去呢個Mahavishnu 嘅身體入邊嗰度啦。咁當 Satya Yoga 再嚟嗰陣時嚟講咧，佢係咪再投生嚟講就可以完成佢嗰個收集達到完美咧？
in the end of Kali Yuga, you are not going back to Mahavishnu.
咁喺呢個卡利年代終結嗰陣嚟講，你唔係翻去個 Mahavishnu 嘅身體。
There's cycle continues. If you go back, it's the body of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, because you are already within the material creation.
因為你已經喺呢個物質世界，你應該係翻去加布特嘅 Sai Vishnu 嗰度。
But during the cycles, you take birth right after.
咁喺呢個循環裏邊嚟講咧，你係即係死咗之後，跟住會再下一次就會繼續係提生，呢個係一個循環嚟嘅。
What was the second part of the question? What happened? What did you ask besides this?
第二部分你想講，跟住就到。
Yeah, in Satya, then you take birth. When you take birth in Satya Yuga, you have more opportunity to realize yourself.
咁當你再次投生喺到另一個瑜伽嘅 Satya Yoga 嗰陣時嚟講咧，咁個機會係大咗啦，你係收集嚟。
Because there is more influence of goodness.
因為受呢個善良形態嘅一個屬性啊，影響係好大。
But in goodness, there is also more material enjoyment.
但係善良形態嚟講咧，亦都會嘅意思就係為隨住啊，有啲
more material opulence，
亦都有好多嘅物質嘅富裕啊，物質嘅享受。
more longer duration of material life。
譬如壽命嚟講係都長啲啦。
Not so much troubles。
雖然唔係咁多嘅面對問題好多。
And people might become attached to that.
但係當咁好嘅環境底下嚟講啦，咁啲人可能都會有一種依附喺度。
So even though the facilities are open for spiritual life, still people don't use because they become intoxicated by the material facilities.
咁即使當時嘅物質嘅條件嘅環境係咁好喺度咧，但係啲人嚟講都唔會係太過係沉迷於喺度，因為唔想係有種依附係喺度。
Kali Yuga is good.
卡里 yoga 係好
Because in Kali Yuga there is a certain amount of enjoyment, but there is also a big amount of suffering.
因為卡里年代嚟講，可能有某一啲嘅份量嚟講咧可以享受，亦都係要付出某一方面嘅痛苦。
But unfortunately, we are very much affected by ignorance in Kali Yuga.
咁喺卡里年代嚟講，受愚昧屬性嚟講已經係好犀利。
So, but in this Kali Yuga, we are very fortunate.
但係喺呢個卡里年代嚟講，我哋係好幸運。
Because Lord Chaitanya came.
因為主喺坦爺嘅來臨啦。
Not every Kali Yuga.
唔係所有嘅卡里年代都有咁樣嘅。
Yeah, all the yugas give facility, some more than others. Satya Yuga certainly gives more facility. But for material, if people are not really desiring to be awakened spiritually, all these material facilities can intoxicate them.
咁即使每一個年代嚟講，都有佢嗰個機會嚟講，俾個人係傾向於靈修方面嘅收集啊，或者係知覺靈修方面嘅嘢。但係如果你自己冇咁嘅慾望喺呢方面嚟講咧，你就會係受到其他嘅一啲咁嘅設施啊，會係迷惑啊，更加受到你嘅影響。
For a person who is interested in spiritual life, certainly Satya Yuga offer more opportunity.
咁當然，如果係比較渴望喺靈修方面收集得到成果嚟講，咁 Satya Yuga 嚟講，當然嘅條件咧機會係比較好。
More association.
多啲嘅呢個聯誼啦。
A longer span of life, so you have more time to prepare yourself.
咁時間嘅夠長嗰度啦，你可以好咁準備自己。
But again, material facilities also can be very intoxicating.
咁同樣咧，我亦同樣係説話可以分開咁講，係有佢嘅好處，都係唔好處。唔好處嚟講就好容易令到你係陶醉於啲咁嘅依附啲咁嘅環境底下。
As long as we are awakened to the understanding about the purpose of life.
咁如果我哋係喚醒我哋一個人生嘅目標係乜嘢咧？
All yugas can be favorable, unfavorable.
咁無論啲任何咩年代都喺度咧，有好或者唔好都好啦。
Once we are awakened, then any situation is okay.
咁當我哋嘅意識知覺係被喚醒嗰時嚟講咧，任何嘅處境嚟講，我都可以係身處其中。
Kali Yuga can be better because you don't need to wait too long until you leave the body.
咁卡里年係好處嚟講，就係你唔需要等好耐時間先離開呢個身體。
Satya Yuga live for a long time.
但係 Satya Yoga 嚟講，你要等好耐先離開身體。
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Śrimad Bhagāvatam ki jai,
Yeah.
Shagonitai ki jai.
Yeah.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Krishna Nirvishesha Sunadari Prashakati.
Yeah.